Hi everyone, and welcome back to The Thing About Parenting. Please remember, the information I share here is not meant to replace or substitute that of licensed professionals. If you, your child, or your family are in need of help beyond the scope of what I share here, please seek professional help. What I want to share today is that fear does not teach our children respect. Parents often say that they wish their child came with a manual, something that would show them or tell them how to handle and manage some of the adventures that come with parenting. Up until we become parents, we've had decades to learn about the world around us, how to interact with the world, experience, experiment, make mistakes, and gain knowledge from all of it. Even with all of those years that we've had of living with people, going to school, socializing with, and simply interacting with people, as well as decades of experience in life, perhaps maybe helping with siblings or babysitting or working in a camp as a camp counselor, in mentor programs, maybe even taking classes on child development or child psychology, it still doesn't prepare us for the challenges we will face when we actually become parents, nor does it give us what we need to know for how to properly manage those times or what the correct thing to do is. As adults, we make mistakes, we break rules, we challenge the status quo, we repeat behaviors others may not like, and many other things, even though we know better, often expecting others to forgive us. Yet, with the few years that our children have had on this planet, we often expect them to know better, to comply, to obey, to do as they're told the first time, to know what to do the first time, to know what to do without being told, and to get a grip over their emotions and feelings when we feel like they're overreacting or acting out. Many times we expect our children to have corrected themselves or their behaviors after the first time they're admonished, to be able to control their feelings and emotions, to make the right or better choices, and to restrain themselves because we told them to. We think they should be able to because other children their age have done so, because we think they should be able to do these things at this age, or because we did so when we were their age. And when they don't comply with our expectations and we are disappointed, upset, sad, frustrated, or angry, we tend to punish them, reprimand them, threaten them, and some will spank them. What we may be doing at the times that our children do not meet our expectations is that we are coming from our perspective of who we think they should be, what we think they should be doing, what we think they are capable of. What we may be forgetting at these times is that our children do not meet our expectations, again, is that they have had far fewer years and thus less far experience than we've had. As well, our children's brains are mentally and emotionally immature. The part of their brain that plans, organizes, thinks things through, reasons, considers for consequences, and resists impulsivity is not fully developed until we're in our mid-20s. Our children simply don't think the same way we do. And if we're honest, if we, with the decades of experience we have, with our fully mature brains, we still act impulsively, do the things we know we shouldn't, make mistakes, break rules, challenge authority and the status quo, and get overly emotional at times, right? And at those times, we expect, or at least we hope, others will be compassionate, understanding, to forgive us, to give us a break, and to support us, right? Yet we often fail to do the same for our children. While it is important to tell our children about the things that they need to do, accepted behaviors, rules, and so on, children pay far more attention to what you do than what you say, especially if what you say contradicts what you do. Children learn by example, by watching, observing, listening, experiencing, experimenting, by what we teach them, and by repetition. It takes time. It can feel redundant, and it can be frustrating when we feel like we're constantly repeating ourselves. Parents, when their children don't do as they're told, repeat behaviors that parents don't like, they break rules, challenge them, it can often feel like our children are being disrespectful. Rather than disrespect, these are often times where they're trying to learn their way in the world and their place in the world. Beyond their brains not having, but developing the capacity to resist impulsivity, think things through, plan, and consider consequences, many of these behaviors are a normal, natural, and necessary part of the developmental process. Home is the first and should be a safe place for our children to push limits, test us, test rules, test boundaries, find their voice, fight for what they want and what matters to them, and yes, to try to get their way. All of these things are essential for them being able to navigate and negotiate with people and situations that they will face in life. That said, when our children repeat an undesired behavior, talk back, break rules, push boundaries, it can be annoying, and it can also challenge our patience. As well, when our children do these things in front of other people, we may feel embarrassed or judged. Both scenarios can kind us defaulting and reacting to and condemning, rather than responding and connecting. When we react and condemn, yelling, punishing, judging, insulting, spanking, threatening, we instill fear and shame in our children. While they may comply at the time, it's only because they're scared of you or the punishment. It fails, however, to help them understand why what they did was problematic and what they can do instead. While you may have accomplished your objective, you may have also accomplished making your child feel like they will always be in trouble for making mistakes, and they may end up lying to you because they're afraid of what you say or what you might do. You may tell your children that they can come to you about anything, but as I said before, your actions speak louder than your words. Responding and connecting, on the other hand, gives you and your children the opportunity to learn from the experience. Taking a step back and considering for the situation, your child and their capacities and skills, their perception of what is happening, finding out why whatever happened, and what can be done the next time is critical. It's also important to consider for your expectations, emotions, perceptions of what's happening, why what happened, and what can be done the next time. When we respond and connect, we show our children that it is okay to make mistakes, to find out what we need to work more on with our children, where our children may need more help, support, or understanding. It tells them that they can feel safe when they mess something up and that they can share these things with you without fear or threat. Again, when your actions line up with your words, your children feel safer with you and are more likely to learn, adapt to, and use those skills and methods, as well as make better choices and do behaviors that align with yours. Respect cannot be demanded or expected. Respect is a two-way street. We have to teach our children what respect is by modeling it to them, in our words and our actions, if we hope to have them return that respect to us. Remember, parenting is not a cookie-cutter process. Meet your child where they are and grow from there. Until next time, bye-bye.